Recording in progress.
Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we can.
So let's just wait a bit for others to sign in. I'll go ahead to put the link to the meeting in the community so others can join in. You can go ahead to mute your microphones while you wait for a few minutes. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get started. So we'll all start by introducing ourselves and we'll go ahead. So let me see who goes first. Glenville, can you introduce yourself, please? Glenville.
Good evening, everybody.
Hi, good evening.
I'm Glenn. I am Glenville. I'm from Cape Town, and I'm very new to Kotlin. I'm glad to be here. I'm hoping to learn a lot from you guys.
Nothing. Welcome. Is this your first year of joining the Google Africa Developer Scholarship?
Yes, it is. Yesterday I couldn't make the meeting, so today's the first one.
Do you have any previous developer experience?
I have none.
Oh,
so this would be the first.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, that's great. Emmanuel, please go ahead.
Yeah, do voices.
Emmanuel again.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Yeah, so I'm Emmanuel Obinyajin. Yeah, and I'm in Ghana. I reside in Ghana. Yeah, and I'm glad to be here. And for me also, this is my first time with the Google Africa Developer Scholarship. So I'm glad to be here and I'm willing to learn so much.
That's awesome. You're welcome. Aziza Helmi, you have the floor. Aziza. Aziza Helmi, please introduce yourself. Okay. Seems Aziza is not ready. Oh, she just sent, I don't know if it's a he or she, and then just sent a chat. All right, let's move on. Alayode Oluwatosin, it's your turn. Let's meet you.
Hello everyone, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm Alain Duluwatu. So this is my I'm glad to be here just like others said, and this is my first time in Google Africa. So I hope that I'm going to learn more from this project. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Welcome to the community.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Botel. It's your turn. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Bob Lespel from Cameroon. First time actually coming into the Google Africa Development Pass Scholarship, and I'm really glad that I could join a community like this to work. So I would love to know you guys in the long run, and so we could work as a team. Thank you.
Yeah, it's good to have you here too. Do you have any previous developer experience apart from the GATS program?
I've been working for the past 9 months. I've been learning Android app development. So I was usually learning it with Java, and then I was able to like build, let's say, basic apps to a certain extent. So now that it requires Kotlin, I had started Kotlin over a month or two ago. So I'm a little good in it. So
Awesome.
I'll not face a lot of difficulties.
If you're comparing
So thank
Kotlin
you.
to Java, what do you think? Which is the better language?
Let's talk when we talk about, let's say, creating models like a user model. That's where I see Kotlin really defeats Java, because you take, for instance, in Java, you have to create hundreds of lines, let's say, for a model with, let's say, 5 or 10 features. But for Kotlin, that can be done in a single line, which really enhances or reduces the time you spend to work on many things. So that's all
Oh,
I can say. That's the main thing for now that I've experienced.
yeah.
Mhm.
Overall, I just think Java Kotlin is a way simpler language. Say for example, in Java, we have to, if you want to print a line of text, a block of text, for example, you have to use system out print line. Then you now put the text within the brackets. But then in Kotlin, you just right click print line. So it just saves developers time. So it's great. It's nice
And
having
also,
you.
okay, thank you very much. Thank you. And also, the elimination of the semicolon at the end of many lines is also another game-changing feature that Kotlin has over Java.
Yes, yes, yes. Makes a lot
Yeah,
of sense. And when you look at the big picture,
thank
you
you very
realize
much.
that with Kotlin, one can also write code that is cross-deployable across platforms. Like if you go to
Mhm.
Kotlin's official website, which is kotlinlang.com, you realize that Kotlin can have multi-platform features. It can be used for Android, iOS, server-side, and front-end development. So it really gives it a lot of strength. Besides, they are beginning to compile Kotlin to JavaScript these days. So that's another
Wow.
key feature that can be very helpful to developers across platforms. Whether you are from the web end or you are the database person, or you are just for Android, for mobile, whether Android or iOS, you just have something good to work with. So it's great. It's great that Google decided to move ahead with Kotlin and the rest of
Kotlin.
the ecosystem. Yeah. All right, great. Kevin, can we hear from you?
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Hope I'm loud enough. Well, my name
Yeah.
is Kevin Omondi. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya.
Okay.
This is my first time enrolling to the scholarship, and I'm hoping to learn from you. Yeah, thanks.
Welcome. Do you have any previous developer experience?
None at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what excited you about the program? Why did you just decide to join it?
Sorry, come again.
What excited you about guards? Why did you decide to join it?
Well, I just wanted to challenge myself and get to know more about Android and how the Android processes work and everything. So I took it as a challenge just to apply and get to know the nitty gritty behind how Android and all the other processes work.
That's awesome. But do you see like a long-term developer career path ahead of you?
I wouldn't mind pursuing developing in future. So yeah, this is a great start, and I can only hope for the best in future.
Right, right. You're very welcome. Hi,
Thank you very
Usman.
much.
Usman, you have the floor. Usman Gafar.
Hello, good evening.
Hi.
Yeah, my name is Usman from Lagos, Nigeria. I hope you
Oh,
can hear me.
yes, you can.
Yeah, from Lagos, Nigeria. And yeah, I joined the GATS program because I wanted to know more about Android development. Considering my background, I studied computer science in university. So um, just graduating and I am been testing out some um, technologies. So I feel like moving into Android development uh, to to see how it goes. If possible, I take it as a career path. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. You're already like 15 steps ahead of most of us in this community because most of us have non-CS backgrounds, you know. And for you that is coming from a computer science background, what languages did you work with before now?
Yeah, that's the irony. That I have a CS background does not mean that I do a lot of programming.
Oh,
This is because I'm being bogged up with so much theoretical aspects in school, and it's quite difficult for you to focus on programming with schoolwork. This is because you've got a lot of algorithms to study, and the theoretical part of computer science. And if I decide to put in too much effort into programming, it might be affecting me academically. So basically, I have not been over my years in school. I've not been able to dwell into a particular language. Yeah, just because of those challenges.
okay. That's awesome. But then you still have like the whole background,
Yeah,
which
well,
which
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
a step ahead. So say for example, we advance past the level of just learning how to write basic programming languages, to the level of building models and architectures for different platforms or within applications. You know, that background will just come to play and you'll just find it easier than someone who is just coming from a non-CS background. So it makes a lot of sense. Welcome,
Yeah, yeah.
congratulations. By the way, I also stay in Lagos
Thank
State.
you very much. Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, share, you have the ground. Share, can you hear me? Hi, share, can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Hello?
I can hear you.
Not you, it's man. It's she. I don't know how to pronounce the
Okay.
name. This is she.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, so can you come up again kindly?
Um, introduce yourself.
Can I speak as the last person kindly?
I did not get that.
Can I speak as the last person?
Yes, you're already the last person.
Oh, I'm the last person. Okay then. So ask me the question again.
Introduce yourself.
Oh yeah, I'm Diana Kiru. I also qualified for the GADS scholarship and I'm so happy, but I'm a little bit stressed because I have never worked with Kotlin again.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So from the way you said you've never worked in Kotlin, it connotes that you've worked with other languages.
Pardon?
From the way you said you've
Pardon?
never worked with Kotlin, it connotes that
Yeah.
you've worked with other languages.
Yes, I've worked with Java. Not exactly working, but I undertook Java in my campus. In campus.
Okay.
Yes.
So you like understand the whole scope behind object-oriented programming.
I don't understand.
I said, you're using Java. You understand the whole logic behind object-oriented. Okay, that's great. Nice to hear from you, Shia. Okay, I don't know. Your device is writing iPhone, so I won't know your name exactly, but you are raising your hand. So can we hear from you?
Okay. Good evening. I hope
Hi,
hello.
good evening. Hi, we can hear you.
Good evening. My name is Godwin, and
Oh, we can hear you, Godwin. Please go ahead.
hello.
Hi, we
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay. Like for the me putting the iPhone, I was in a hurry because I don't even want to miss the bit of the meeting. So like I was using iPhone. The name just put iPhone. I'm sorry for that. Actually,
Okay.
um I've been inspired to be a developer since when I was in secondary school, and through YouTube, I've watched tutorial of Android Studio, but I never really go deep in Kotlin actually. But now I have basic understanding of Kotlin, and I will need more like more understanding in Kotlin because like I want to like I've made up my mind that okay, I'm being a mobile developer for life because that's my career. That's like what I choose. That's what I want to be. Like I'm done. I'm done.
Hey, I have a concern. Hello.
We can hear you.
Okay, so my concern is next time you're planning a meeting, I would suggest it to be a bit earlier because if we follow the West African time, that means that you guys are about 2 hours behind us. So that means that in Kenya it's already 11:24 and in Nigeria it's already 9. It's only 9:24. I would wish for you guys to kindly look into that.
Okay, what you said is true, but the thing is that we can't make it too early. Okay, probably, yeah, we can't make it too early because all of us are busy. We got works to do. Yeah, the host should look into that anyway.
Okay then.
No one is saying anything. I hope everything is okay.
I was mute all along. I was talking. Sorry. I said I'm going to look into it. I understand the time discrepancy, which can be very disturbing. But then, going forward, that's why I stated that point. So we all know time will be best for every one of us. All right. I'll consider it in future meetings. Thanks for raising that here.
Thank you, thank you.
So Godwin, I was asking you, you've been self-teaching yourself the whole programming and Android development before now, right?
Yes, I've been and have a very good knowledge of Android Studio, but not enough knowledge of Kotlin actually.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So what language have you been using before now?
Based on my curiosity of programming language, I've learned Python and Java, a bit of Java actually. Like basically, I have basic knowledge of Java and Kotlin, and I have good knowledge of Python.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. So let's get to the meat of the matter. Let me share with you guys what I've already shared with others yesterday so that we can all be on the same page. As you all know, we are no longer receiving entries into this challenge. The whole goal is within 31 days, which is the span of the month of August, we all are going to level up to a very good enough standard in writing the Kotlin programming language. And the reason why I did this was because last year I was part of GADS last year, but I could not move past the project phase. And the problem was because all along I was coding alongside Jim Wilson when he was teaching the whole on Pluralsight. But when it got to the project phase where we really had to write our own code by our own self, I now realized that I did not understand anything about the whole development on Android because the underlying language, which was Java, that we used last year, I did not understand Java at all. So I had to go all the way back to learn Java and then come back to come and learn the Android development thing again. And by that time, it was late. So, and I could not even grasp as much as I was supposed to. So I lost that opportunity. And now this year again, I see the same thing happening. Because if we just continue learning the whole Android development without understanding the basics of Kotlin, you have issues down the line, and
Yeah.
you may get to the project phase before you realize that there are problems you have to solve. The underlying programming language, you have to learn them first. So we have learning phase one, we'll have learning phase two, and then we'll have the project phase. Learning phase one and learning phase two is basically writing code alongside Jim Wilson and the rest of our facilitators on the plural side um, on the plural side platform. But then when it gets to learning phase three, you now have to write your own projects. So last year, Andela asked us to develop a, an Android application for the leaderboard, the guards leaderboard for last year. That was where the issues came up. And that was when I realized that this was a problem. And so the goal of this challenge is to help those of us who are within this community to level up our Kotlin game so that when we get into Android development, or as we are learning Android development alongside, we know the basics of what we are actually doing. And we are able to accelerate down to the certification phase. So yeah, that is it. Now, there are a couple of resources that we'll be using. Allow me to pull it up from my browser. If you go to the group on WhatsApp, you'll see, go to the description in the group, you'll see a link there that I've provided. That link is where all our resources for this for the Kotlin challenge is hosted. So just go to the group, go to the description tab, and you see the link. You can click the link so you follow along with me, or you just, am I still in this meeting? Okay, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Can you see my screen? Can anyone see my screen?
It's just
Hi.
indicating that it's preparing your screen. Okay, it's showing.
Okay. I'm trying to minimize this. That's a big problem. Okay, this is what we do. Sorry, just give me a couple of minutes. Sorry, I'm having cough, so it's disturbing my voice.
No problem.
Haven't seen the link on the group description. Have anyone seen the link on the group description?
Yeah, I've seen the link and I'm following it up.
Okay, that's basically what I want to open now, and I'll explain what is there. But this
Okay.
thing is giving me issues opening up. I don't know why. Maybe because I have
It's
so
probably
many.
network.
It's not the network, it's the programs that are running on my computer. I have both Intellij Edu and Android Studio open. And then there's Chrome and Zoom again. You know, those are very powerful programs. And that's what is giving me this challenge. I should have closed some of this before this meeting. let's see. Okay, you know what? While I'm doing this, let me just explain what's there. Okay, so maybe you want to follow through with your phones or your handy devices because this one is refusing to open up. So for this Kotlin challenge, we are going to be using three learning resources. The first one is Kotlin by JetBrains. JetBrains is the organization that developed Intellij. They're also the ones that developed Android Studio. The core of what Android Studio was developed on was built by JetBrains. So they are also the primary developers of the Kotlin language. So when it comes to Kotlin, it's JetBrains that actually owns the bulk of everything else. When Google decided to adopt Kotlin as their primary programming language, that was when the whole Kotlin Foundation was formed, where it's a coalition of other platforms that love the Kotlin language. But Kotlin is owned by JetBrains. So if you want to learn Kotlin, the best place to learn it from is actually JetBrains. Can you hear me?
Yes, we're getting you.
Loud and clear.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can. It's just that we're on the browser, so we minimize Zoom.
Yes, I'm imagining. Okay, I get that. So, secondly, is the Google Code Labs. So Google already have a certification track for people who want to get the Associate Android Developer certification. And they've already developed code labs that you can use to train yourself towards that certification. Now, one mistake that I made last year that I was oblivious of was that I could as well have used those code labs to learn the whole coding behind Android Studio, Android development, and Java. But I didn't have that idea. If you're using the code labs, you have hands-on experience. But if you're coding alongside somebody on Pluralsight, for example, you may get the concepts, but that hands-on experience is not really there. Because when you're coding with a code lab, you code the content that you're asked to code, and then you add some of your own content too. That allows you to really understand what you're writing. But if you're coding alongside somebody, you are trying to keep up because the instructor is moving so fast and you don't want to lag. Sometimes you even have bugs that you have to fix, and you have very little issues that takes away the core focus of what the core learning is. So Google Code Labs is very important for anybody who is going to be going through the certification phase for associate Android development. And Google has developed it in such a way that it teaches you both Android development and Kotlin development at the same time. So that's that. The third one is Pluralsight content. Actually, if you want to accelerate past this learning phase one, you have to watch up to 10 hours, more than 10 hours actually, of Pluralsight content. So that's also very important because everything we are learning on Pluralsight are very essential to our learning journeys. So we also have to take them as seriously as possible. So the link to get to our Pluralsight content is also on that, it's also on this web page that I put up. So next one is the part one base of Kotlin spreadsheet. This spreadsheet is what we're using to monitor everything we are doing within this program. If you click on the spreadsheet, it opens it up. And those of us within the community that have access to this spreadsheet, we actually have editing access to it. So on the very first page of the spreadsheet is our names and our details as we left it on the forms that we filled. And there you can see everybody's names and everybody's details and how each of us have. But on the second page, if you click on the second page, you'll see the the commitment spreadsheet. On this commitment spreadsheet, it's important that every one of us fill out this commitment spreadsheet. So personally, I'm committing 1 hour per day to studying Pluralsight content. And I'm committing 2 hours per day to study Google Colabs content. And I'm committing 3 hours, 30 minutes per day to study Kotlin on the JetBrains platform. Now, the reason for this is that the goal of this challenge is for each of us to put in at least 100 hours of pure Kotlin code into the space of this 31-day challenge. So that's why I have more hours for the core Kotlin content on JetBrains. So yesterday, which was the day one of this challenge, I was only able to put in 20 minutes in studying Kotlin and studying the Pluralsight content. I could not study anything on Google Colabs, and I could not study anything on JetBrains. So that is that. Every day we put in how many hours we spent that day on studying here. This is very important because we use this to track ourselves and to track our progress so that we all know we are all on the same page and we all know our levels of commitment to this and if we are actually hitting our targets. You know, the thing about setting goals personally for yourself is that you have to distill those goals into daily targets that you can easily hit. So this is not like something that is set in stones. You have your own hours, you have your own time, and you know how many hours you can dedicate to each of these content every day. Try as much as possible to create time for yourself to do this, but do it to the best of your abilities. And by the time we are done with this meeting today, I'll be expecting those of us that are in this meeting to put in our commitments on this path. So for me, I'll be filling out my day to study content. I've spent a lot of time today studying, so I'll fill that out. Those of us that are joining today, you can also fill that out. And going down the line, down to the last day, which is the 31st day, from there we'll know the total number of hours that each of us spent studying this. I guess you guys can see my screen now, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay.
I tried to edit this and this spreadsheet via web. It's not working. So must I have to download the app before it works?
It should work through web. If it does not work via the web, are you editing it on your computer or on the phone?
It's on the phone.
If it does not work on your phone, edit it on your computer. But, but everybody that
Okay,
has a link to this spreadsheet can actually edit it. And please edit your own stuff. Don't make the mistake of editing for someone else. So
okay, I get
moving
it.
on, the recommended IDEs for this 31-day challenge is Intellij Educational. As I said before, Kotlin was developed by JetBrains, and JetBrains also developed Intellij. They also developed Android Studio, by the way. And they have Intellij, the regular Intellij, which is like a general offering that they give out. And then they have Intellij Enterprise. That one you have to pay for. The third version of Intellij is Intellij Educational, where you can actually learn to code within the IDE. And if you're going through this first resource that I kept here, which is the Kotlin by JetBrains content, you actually need Intellij Educational to run some of the code, to write some of the code for yourself. So that's that. Then there is Android Studio. I hope by now we all have installed Android Studio on our devices because that's the core IDE that is used for our plural site learners. Okay. Miriam, do you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say something.
Okay, please go ahead.
I just wanted a clarification on something like this Android Studio and Intellij or Intellij Pin or whatever.
Yeah.
Are they doing the same thing?
Yes, they are called integrated development environments. The both of them are where people write basically. But Android Studio is designed specifically for Android development because there are some methods and functions that you call on Android Studio that will help you complete. And the way Android Studio builds Android projects is different from the way Intellij will build a project. So they are basically IDEs, but they do different things. So they have different strengths. But then Android Studio was built on Intellij. So most of the issues you have in Android Studio, if you search the same issue on Stack Overflow or on Google and you write Intellij instead of writing Android Studio, you are still going to get the same solutions to them because the underlying IDE for Android Studio is Intellij. But for this Kotlin challenge you are doing, you need both of them because you write Kotlin code natively within Intellij, just as you do in Android Studio. Do you understand?
Okay, so you're saying we have to install the same, because I was thinking since they are the same ID, they do one and the same thing, so why not just use one?
You can decide to use
The
one.
other one
You can decide to use one
for
of
my
them.
sister.
You can decide to use one of them, and if you're using any one, I recommend you use Android Studio actually, because they'll give you the same output. But the problem with that is you may not be able to get the full value of this JetBrains Kotlin content within Android Studio. So there's something you can do though. There's a workaround, which is installing a plugin within Android Studio. When you open up this platform and start installing a plugin,
Okay.
yeah. When you open up this platform and start studying on Android Studio, and start studying on this Kotlin JetBrains platform, you see that they'll ask you to write some of the code within Intellij. And then the system will try to detect if you have Intellij installed And if you have the educational plugin installed, IntelliJ comes with that off the box, but Android Studio does not come with it. So what you can do is to go to where the plugins are in settings, search for and look for that exact plugin and install it on your Android Studio, and you'll be good to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Thank
All right. So a couple of things to take to heart. These challenges, we are taking this challenge pretty seriously. And personally, I think we are already too much within this WhatsApp community. So I'll be downscaling it as much as possible because I want it to be a close-knit community where we work alongside each other. We are like journey partners within the whole course of this work towards the certification. Godwin, you raised your hand. Please go ahead. Hi, Godwin.
Okay, I'm fine. I just wanted to add what you were saying about Android Studio and Intellij Education. Actually, Intellij Education basically it will help you to write simple codes like if statements and all that. So you don't need to run it in an emulator like to test your normal code. While Android Studio will help in building the whole package. That's how I see it. And yeah, although you said it clearly, like you differentiate it, but that's what I wanted to add. And another thing I wanted to ask is that I have IntelliJ community already installed in my system. Do I need to uninstall it and install the educational version?
So the Intellij Educational is exactly as powerful as the community IntelliJ. But the difference is with educational, it's designed for people who are learning to code. Community is designed for people who are already developers. It's very fast. They don't, all those learning features are not there. You just write your code and move on with it. But educational is designed for people who are learning to code or teachers who are teaching others to code. So since you are just learning, you are still learning the Kotlin language, it's recommended that you install educational and not community.
Thank you for the hints.
Yeah. So things to take to heart. Number one, the reward of lack of action is eviction. As I said before, from tomorrow, I'll start reducing the number of people in this community. Those people who are not participating. It's better we have few people who achieves the goal of what we are here for. Now we have so many people and we don't know who is who. We are not connecting with ourselves and we are not moving on. So that's that. Miriam, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I have questions to ask you. Another question I want to ask is is it possible that for some of us that are yet to, because I've tried installing and anytime I try to run it, unless I'm running it based on Java ground, that's what I'm going to run. But if I try to run it with Docati, I keep getting some kind of funny error. So I was going to ask if there are people in the in-house, like right now, that have not yet installed or they are planning to install and they know exactly what to do. Just, I think you should send Zoom link or Google Meet or whatever so that as you're installing, I can see what you're doing, then I can replicate it on my own and we'll all be on the same pace. So it's just
I guess it's Android Studio, right?
Yes.
Android Studio. So I installed Android Studio last year and it's automatically updated. So I did not have those issues. And the thing is, since Google have decided to move on with Kotlin and JetBrains that is developing Android Studio themselves are also the developers of Kotlin. Android Studio comes with Kotlin off the box. So I don't know. I'm not expecting that anybody has issues Right?
Could I say something, please?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, there's a possibility that when you want to create a project, there are two options down. Like after you have written the name of your file, since you say you run with Java and it runs, when you run with .kt, it doesn't run. The possibility is that you did not choose the programming language properly. So when you're creating a new project, you have to specify whether you want it to be Kotlin or you want it to be Java. Because if you choose Java, now the default methods that are in the application upon creation will strictly be Java, but when you create a Kotlin class and integrate, maybe with the functions not matching up, then that's where you keep getting an error. So on start, when you want to create a project, you could specify, because there's a place that they show the language, whether you should choose Java or Kotlin. Initially there was C there, but it has been removed. So you choose Kotlin if you want to run with Kotlin, and then I think it will run that time. Most of the time you can run it on start, and then the hello world will be displayed on your phone screen. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I guess that answers the question.
Yeah, so I have a question.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, well, listening.
Okay, yeah, my okay, let me say sort of issues for me is that I've never run a Kotlin program before. I don't have any experience in Kotlin. And Kotlin is like a prerequisite to taking the Android Studio, Android development class on the Pluralsight platform. And so I don't know, some of the tools like the this thing we have, the links that you have on this page that is on the group WhatsApp group. Is there any one of them that like takes Kotlin from beginning? Because I tried looking for a Kotlin class on the Pluralsight application as well, where it takes only Kotlin, but the person taking the course is kind of very fast, and I cannot keep up with what some of the things that are doing, considering the fact that it's something I've never worked with before.
All right. That's why I actually created this community, and I provided this link. If you're studying with Kotlin by JetBrains, it starts from the very, very scratch. Very, it's what did it say? From the very scratch, from the hello world. It starts from hello world with Kotlin by
Okay.
JetBrains. And then with this Google Code Lab, it also starts from hello world. But then this one includes a lot of Android content.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can use any of these if you are new to Kotlin and you want to learn Kotlin. If you want to learn pure Kotlin, you go with this JetBrains. And if you want to learn both Kotlin and Android side by side, you go with this. But I advise that you get the best of all worlds, you know, while studying your program. Because Pluralsight is it's just a bit advanced. If you a programmer beforehand, you'll be able to understand what is being taught on Pluralsight. If not, you can easily get lost. You know. But then this one starts from hello world. So you don't understand everything. Yes, that answers your question. So let's
Yeah,
start.
yeah, thank you. So that means as I'm taking the Kotlin on the JetBrain site, I should also be simultaneously taking my course, because since we have to September to finish this learning phase one, that means I can't wait until I know everything in Kotlin before I start the Plural
No,
site.
you don't have to know everything in Kotlin. You just have to know the basics. You just have to know the basics.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to know everything in Kotlin. You just have to know the basics. And if you're serious with this challenge, within the 31 days, you should actually have grasped enough of the basics for you to accelerate into Android development easily.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. So, So for those of us who participate, number two here, the word of participation is certification. If you participate, you are going to be joining mates all through to the end of this program. And the chances of those of us who already know the basics of the Kotlin language, understand Android developments, getting to certification will be a lot higher. So that's that. So number three, it pays to work on your schedule in order to find time. I know that each and every one of us have a lot of things to do every single day. But then, how can you work on your schedule to find time? So say, for example, myself, I've made a commitment to sacrifice some of my sleep for my study, you know. And then you can always see loopholes within your schedule every single day that gives you a bit of time to work on what you're supposed to be learning. So we all should try to find time. And how we're going to know that we are finding time is by filling out this commitment spreadsheet. It's important to fill out this commitment spreadsheet. By the time I'm downsizing this group by say tomorrow evening, those people who did not fill this out are the people who will be removing from the community. Those people who fill it out are the ones who will remain. So that is that. Okay. So the next one is follow through with your commitments. So when you decide that I want to spend 1 hour a day studying Quora site content, 2 hours studying Google Code Lab content, 3 hours studying JetBrains content, try as much as possible to follow through with it. Just try as much as possible to follow through with it. So number five is we are here for each other. Sorry, I'm having cough. Please reach out when you have issues that have not been solved on the ALC platform. So our first point of call is the Andela Learning Community. If you have any issues, please post it to the Ask Android Mentors platform. And if they've not solved it there for you, please bring it to the community. Those of us that have had the same challenge and have solved it will be able to contribute to see how we're going to. So we are here for each other. Number six, remember the biggest winner will be the person who gets the certification and also builds real connection. So beyond just learning the course content and getting the Associate Android Developer certification, we can also build intercontinental connections. It will be so beautiful at the end of the day when each of us here have friends in Kenya, South Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, and other countries within this our continent. You know, it will be really, really lovely. So we are here for each other, and winning means winning together. It's not winning alone. So that is that. That is this is the mantra by which we are running this 31-day challenge. So the main thing is let's try as much as possible to work on our courses in order for us to learn what we have to learn. And then let's try as much as possible also to build connections that will last beyond the program. So thank you very much. If you have any contributions, any questions, anything you want to say, anything you want to mention, now is the time.
The link to this document you're sharing, is it on the WhatsApp group or was it emailed to us? Hello.
Sorry, it's on the WhatsApp group. When you get to the WhatsApp group, click on the description, you'll see the link.
Okay, thanks.
As time goes on, everything we are going to be sharing will be added to this web page, and we can move ahead from there. Hi, Glenville, please go ahead.
I just want to find out, does everything save automatically, or you have to share every day? Like when you put in
Yeah, you
numbers,
have to share every day. Number one, you share your commitments, how many hours you want to put into Pluralsight for the whole of this 31-day challenge. Say, for example, myself, I'm deciding to put 1 hour per day. In 31 days, that's 31 hours, It goes way past the 10 hours that's required, but then it's for my own benefits. How many hours do you want to spend on the Google Code Lab content? Because that is the certification track to AAD certification. How many hours do you want to put into that? And how many hours will you spend learning core Kotlin, So all these are important. And then for each day, please let us know how many hours you spent working on your projects each day. Yeah, that's it. So there's some.
What I want to add is that we should be true to ourselves, because if we are not doing this, we're doing ourselves. So if we're not doing it, at least let it show that we're not doing it. So someone could help us. Probably we don't have the knowledge or probably time or something. We should just be true to ourselves.
Yeah, that's very interesting. At the end of the day, it's a personal journey. As much as we are journeying together, it's also a personal journey. By the time we sit down for the Google examinations down the line, nobody will solve it for you. You have to solve it yourself. So imagine if you are not true to yourself now, what it will be like at the end of the day. Glenville, I see you just edited these documents. Please put in your number of hours. On that, you'll see the column for Pluralsight. You see the column for Google Code Lab. You see the column for JetBrains. Please put it in those columns. You were not part of this community yesterday, so I was not expecting that you have anything recorded as part of your day one. So you have to start from day two.
Okay, I understand. But now, because I did do those things yesterday as well, you don't want me to put it in for day one?
No, let's know how many hours you are committing in. No, please, since you studied those things, please put it in your day one. It's right. But then let's see how many hours you are putting into Pluralsight, into Google Code Labs, and into JetBrains.
Okay, no problem. I will put that in.
All right. So I want us to do something now before we close. I'm from Nigeria, and I think Nigeria has the best flag in all of African flags. So we are going to go into our group in the community and then put our flags there. Like let's see our colors. Let me see our colors, and let's see which of the flags actually look best. Oh, sorry. Personally, I think Nigeria.
Come again. What do you want us to do? Sorry, I don't get.
Go to the WhatsApp group and put your flag. Let's see the one that looks best. Let's see whose flag is the most colorful, whose flag is the most beautiful within the WhatsApp community. And then when we are done with that, we just round up and move and close the meeting. Yeah, Glenn, I'm seeing your flag. Godwin, repping Nigeria. Yes, man. Okay. Awesome. So thank you all for joining the meeting today. It was great having you all on this platform. And I hope that as we move ahead, we move on together. So thank you so much. We've come to the end of this meeting. Good night and take care. Good night, everyone.
Don't you think we should have a slogan like slogan?
We should have what did you say?
A slogan. I said, don't you think we should have
I
a
don't
slogan?
I don't think we need that. I don't think we need that.
Okay. Good night.
Hi Miriam, good night. Good night, Godwin. Catch you.
Good night, guys.
Hi, good night, everyone.